5.4 is solving proportions.
Okay. It on your last page.
Solving proportions.
Oh, jeez.
All right. So, first thing we're going to talk about is why we would need to know something like this. Why would we need to learn about solving proportions? And this goes back to many of the sections in this chapter are very real world for you guys. And maybe not so much now, but definitely when you guys get into the adult life and you actually have to spend your own money and not mom and dad's money, right? So here's an example. Here's an example. You know the price of 6 oranges, okay? So this is when you walk into the store and they say, buy 6 oranges for $2.34. And you want to buy 8 oranges. You go, okay, well, I know that 6 is $2.34. How am I going to figure out how much 8 is? Okay? So you can solve a proportion to find the total cost of the quantity that you want to buy. Okay? So if you have something where they're telling you a bulk price, but you need either more or less of that price, then or that item, then you can solve a proportion to figure it out. Okay? Yes, sir.
Should we round it or no?
We'll go ahead and work this one together. Okay? Any questions yet? No questions yet? All right, here we go. All right, so we can use unit rate. Who can tell me what unit rate is again? Lias? Jacob?
What cost is for one?
Right, what the cost is for one. So we can use unit rate to solve a proportion. So we can find the cost of 1 orange to figure out how much 8 would buy. So what is the unit cost for 1 orange? How would we figure this out?
Division.
Okay, remember what goes on top?
Money.
The price, the money. Okay, so what was it again? Did anyone write it down?
No. 234.
234 for 6 oranges. Okay, 234 goes on the top, 6 goes on the bottom. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and do our division to find the cost for 1 orange. So $2.34 divided by 6 oranges. I'll go ahead and bring up my decimal right away so I don't forget it. Can 6 go into 2?
No.
No means
Here.
0. Can 6 go into 23?
Yes.
How many times without going over?
3.
3 times without going over, which is 18. 5 left over. Bring down my 4. 6 goes into 54. 9 times. Anything left over?
No.
Goes in evenly. Okay, so what is my unit cost?
39 cents per orange.
39 cents per orange. Okay, so now if we know now that 1 orange costs us 39 cents, how could we figure out how much 8 oranges would cost us? Go ahead. Right, multiply by 8. So 0.39 times 8. You guys do it on your paper, I'll do it up here, then we'll check our answers. So you guys got? Yes, sir? $3.12 for 8 oranges. Okay? Okay, this is one way to solve this problem. It's a bit of work, don't you think? First we have to find the unit cost, and we have to multiply it by how many oranges there are, but this definitely works. We could do this. We can also use proportions. Okay? So I'm going to show you guys now, this is one way to do it. I'm going to show you guys now how we could use proportions to solve this problem. Ready? So excited? Okay. So, for this one, we're going to set up a proportion. Okay? So, postcards cost $2.45 for 5 cards. How many of you know what a postcard is? I know, it's like so old. Postcards. We're going to explain a postcard. Go ahead.
Postcard is like
that mail, that thing that you actually stick in a mailbox and it goes along. Someone actually picks it up and brings it
Is
to
that
you.
what bills come in?
Yeah, bills, actually a lot of them come electronically now. Okay, so here's how we can do this. $2.45 for 5 cards, and we want to figure out how much 13 cards would cost. Now, remember when we did that problem about the yellow and the blue quarts of paint? And I told you guys that the same thing has to be across from each other like this in a proportion. So the blue had to be across from the blue, and the yellow had to be across from the yellow. When we set up a proportion here, we have to have the same thing across from each other. So what other information do they give us here? What are we trying to find?
The 13 cards.
For 13 postcards. So where is that going to go? On the top or the bottom?
The bottom.
The bottom, because postcards go across from postcards, right? Now, do we know the cost of that? So what can we put there to say that we don't really know? Quentin? X, sure. A variable, because we don't know what that is.
Could a question mark be a variable?
Yes, but then you're going to probably get confused because we're going to actually set up an equation. So you want to choose probably a letter. Okay? It can be any letter you want. We just use X because it's like the standard variable. Okay? So now, you guys ready for this? We're going to use, what is this called again?
Cross products.
Cross products. We're going to use cross products to solve this. But this one we're going to set up a little differently. Okay? We still are going to put the X, bubble X around our problem. But now we're going to rewrite it underneath. Just how when we were solving equations and we wrote everything out step by step, that's how we're going to do this one. Okay? So, go into the bubble. What is across from each other here? 5 and X. So 5 times X. That's how I'm going to write that one. Okay. And then I'm going to separate it with an equal sign because I'm setting up an equation here. Okay. And then I'm going to do the other bubble. What does the other bubble tell me? Perfect. $2.45 times 13. Okay. Now I'm going to have to do a little bit of simplifying. $2.45 times 13. You guys go ahead and do it on your paper. I'll do it up here, and we'll check our answers. I got 3,145 before my decimal. Is that what you guys got?
We're still working.
Okay. I'll give you a second. What did you got? Did you do it? Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, hang on to that. See if you get the same thing. Did you do something wrong? You got it?
I had seen into the, you put the decimal which makes 31.
Can't forget my decimal.
So you got 31.85.
Yeah,
One.
that's what I got too.
Yeah.
15.
I got 19.
It's
13?
31.85.
It's 31.85.
1 times 5 is 5. Alright, so 31.85. And then Jacob, what do I need to do?
Put the decimal in between the 1 and the 8.
Perfect. Move my decimal 2 times here. I didn't move it any times in my 13, so that's going to keep it at just 2 places. So 1, 2. Alright, so 31.85. Okay. Now, who am I? I'm X. I'm the variable. Who's hanging out with me?
Your sister.
My best friend, attached by my hip, right? How's my best friend hanging on to me?
By
By multiplication, so how am I going to get rid of them?
Divide by 5.
Divide by 5. So I'm going to divide by 5 on both sides. And X equals, I'm going to go ahead and do my division out here. You guys do it on your paper. We'll check it together.
37.
Okay, where did I mess up?
Wait.
The 18.
Yeah, goes in 3 times, and 3 times 5 is 15. Very good. Okay, so you guys got 637. So my answer is 637 for 13 postcards. Is that what you got? Crystal did it the other way that we did with the oranges, and she got the same thing. So it can work both ways. Okay, where she found the unit price, so she found the cost for 1 card, and then she multiplied it by 13.
Oh.
Okay.
Good job.
Any questions on this? No questions? Okay, on your own, I want you guys to try this problem. Swimming goggles cost $84.36 for 12. Okay, for 12 pairs you spend $84.36. At this rate, how much will goggles cost for 17 people on a team? Okay, so you get to use whatever method you want. If you want to use the cross products that we just did, that's fine. Or you can use the one where we did the oranges and found the unit price and then multiplied it by however many we're looking to buy. Did you do it with the cross products? You can just put it as equals and if you want. So. The answer? Oh, the division answer. Oh. It's okay, just write it underneath. Got it? How many of you chose to do cross products? No one? Everyone did the unit price. Did you do cross products? Did you do this one? Setting up proportion? Okay, so if you set up the proportion and you did your cross products, you would have gotten 12x equals 84.36 times 17. And then 12x equals, does anyone do this? What'd you get, Lauren?
Oh, I did it wrong.
It should be 1,434. 12 cents, and then you would have divided by 12 on both sides. And did you guys get $119.51?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Crystal did it the other way, which it sounds like most of you did it this way, where you did your division first, $84.36 divided by 12, and you got $7.03. Is that correct?
Yes.
And then you multiply $7.03 by what?
17.
By 17, and you would have gotten $119.51. Any questions on this? Is okay? Yes, ma'am.
For the homework, can we do either one of those?
Either one. Okay. For problems like this, you can do either one.
Will it tell us to do proportions or no?
I think you only have one, maybe two problems that are set up like this. Okay? Now we're going to go into the easy stuff. We started with the hard stuff today. Okay? Easy stuff now. We're going to solve this proportion here. And they've given us the proportion with one missing value. Okay? From one of the ratios. There's one missing value. So we are going to solve for B. The first thing that we can do is use equivalent ratios. Okay? So we can use the one that they already gave us here, 8 and 24. Okay? Alright, 8 does go into 24. 8 times what is 24?
3.
Multiplied by 3. 8 times 3 is 24. So if we do the same thing on the top, 3 times 3 is 9. So B equals 9.
So will we put 924 to just be?
No, you would just put B equals 9, just like solving an equation. Yes, sir?
What if they're not equivalent?
Hang on to that question. We're going to do that here in a minute. Ready to try one of these on your own? See, I told you we started with the hard stuff. Try this one. This one might be a little bit tricky. Question? Okay, Jacob, what'd you do?
I put 7 as an x and multiplied it by 3 to get 21 and 12 times 3 is 32.
Okay, so you did 12 times 3 is 36. So you guys did? And then we would have to ask ourselves, what times 3 is 21? And that would be
7.
7. You could also do it backwards.
Wait, what?
You could also do it backwards and do division. If I went from here to here, what do I do to 36 to get to 12?
Wait, how'd you get 7? Because.
I guess I should write it the other way, but.
No, but.
Because 3 times 7 is.
No, but. Because 3. X equals 7.
But look at my arrow. I'm going this way to this way. So what times 3 is 21? Does that make sense? And then Cody, I did it the other way, right here, where I divided by 3. I guess I should flip that around so it says divided by 3 over here. So you can really see it. 36 divided by 3 is 12. So 21 divided by 3 is 7. Make sense? So in this one, you could have done both ways. Questions yet? Those ones are easy? Alright. Are you guys okay with this one?
Yeah.
This kind? Okay. Alright, I'm going to show you the other way now. We're going to use the cross products, and actually I've already showed it to you, but these ones are just a little bit easier. Yes, ma'am?
For the last one,
Mhm.
or does it have to be the same number?
Yes, you have to do the same thing to the bottom as you do to the top, or the same thing to the top as you do to the bottom. Okay, so we're going to use cross products on this one. Okay? And these ones are a little easier because the numbers don't have decimals and they're not so big. So 12 times y. Okay? And remember, you're going to have to use cross products on on some of these, because can I get from 12 to 30 by multiplying by something? No, so I'm going to have to use cross products on the ones that I can't use equivalent ratios. So pay attention. So 12 times y equals 8 times 30, which is 240. Okay, who am I? Y. And who's hanging out with me? My best friend, 12. So how do I get rid of my best friend? Divide by 12. Very good. And y equals 20. No, it wasn't. It's pretty easy, right? You guys think you could do one of these on your own? No? Yes. No, think so. Okay, try this one. Actually, wait. Do this one.
16 is above 30, right?
That's right. So what do we have to use? Cross products. We have to use cross products because 16 does not go into 30. When you're done, raise your hand. When you're done, raise your hands, and then you can start your homework. No, answer. Take double. I'm not doing it on the board. You guys do the division. I know it looks scary, but you gotta do it yourself. Set up your division column. 144 divided by 3. Good job. You can start your homework. How many times does 30 go into 144? Not 48 times, right? You can use that thought process while you're doing your division, but you can't do it. Good job. Sorry. The mental math is using equivalent ratios. Boys and girls, the mental math is using equivalent ratios. Good job, good job, good job. Good job. Don't forget your decimals, Sato.
I got it. I matched